In this video, I will talk about language. What is language? Together with the creation of human life is the creation of a wonderful and dynamic human capacity, which is language. Animals are said to be able to communicate with each other. Whales sing, wolves howl, dogs bark, and birds chirp. The sounds these creatures produce often reflect the state of their emotions. While it may be true that animals communicate, only human beings are truly capable of producing language. What exactly is language? Linguists agree that a language can only be called a language if it has a system of rules, also known as grammar. If it has a sound system, which is phonology, and if it has a vocabulary, which is your lexicon. These are the requirements for identifying a means of communication as a language. A monkey may be able to signal to its partner that it is sharing food. The monkey will produce sounds and gestures but will not be able to organize the sounds into a meaningful system with rules. What the monkey is producing is not a language in the strictest sense of the word. Human beings, on the other hand, are able to communicate their desire to share food through several ways that are understandable to other human beings. They may utter a word such as food, or raise a question, want some food? Or give a statement, I'd like to share this food with you. When people use language, they can understand each other because they belong to the same speech community. They can understand each other because in their speech community where people share the same set of rules in the language system. While growing up, people acquire the languages used by those in community, and this process is called the language acquisition. The languages acquired while growing up are known as mother tongues, which may also be referred to as the first language. People discover later on that languages are needed for various reasons. These other languages may be referred to as the second language. People learn this language by studying formally in school or informally on their own. This process is called the language learning. What happens if people visit another speech community that is different from their own? We have here a table which shows the British English and the American English. Both the Americans and British speak English. However, they spell English words differently. They also pronounce words differently. They have different ways of expressing the same concepts. It can be said that the Americans and the British belong to two speech communities, which do not have exactly the same set of rules for their languages. This is why there are differences in their languages. What happens if you, for example, who speaks a mother tongue and English and go to work in China where the resident speaks Mandarin and a little bit of English? Will you be able to communicate with the Chinese? The answer is yes. Though it will be a challenge for you and your Chinese friends to try to understand each other, eventually you will be able to communicate as you slowly learn each other languages. What is happening here is called the language contact. The result of such contact may be a new form of language. It is possible that in your attempt to communicate with each other, you and your Chinese friend will produce a new language form that is understandable to both of you. Your own languages may also change as you constantly interact and communicate with each other. Thus, language change is the result of the language contact. As a summary, language is indeed a complex human capacity. It is therefore important to be aware of its features and behavior to be able to use language more effectively and productively in communicating with others. That is language. Thank you for watching and I hope you have learned something.